Hey people, buff anime dude Enjoyer here. Helck is an action comedy manga that is pretty underrated in the anime and manga community. While this is completely understandable due to the amount of content that is in such a sphere, I think it is a great shame that Helck isn't more appreciated by the wider community. Helck isn't going to be redefining the standards of storytelling in manga. However, I do think there's a lot to be learned from it from a character writing and execution perspective. The Helck manga primarily focuses on two characters, Vamiro, one of the Four Heavenly Kings and the best waifu, and Helck, the man the story is named after. Vamiro is a tsundere and Helck is the naive, kind, strong dude. So neither of these two characters are redefining the shonen protagonists, at least at the beginning of the series, that is. In this world, you can awaken and become a hero if you're a human. This just basically makes you One Punch Man in the world, and at the beginning of the manga, Helck basically casually beats everything using nothing but pure brute force. Now, this isn't going to change as the series goes on. He's pretty much the strongest character in it, but you will see at the beginning that this is the major source of comedy at the start of the manga. Although, it is quite funny, so I'll give it that. And especially after you get to around chapter 40 of the series and it decides to show its true codes, you'll realize why this is such a good beginning, as it basically completely hides the true darkness of the series from you. Just while you're getting used to the comedy, they pull the cloth out from under you and let you really revel in the existential pain and suffering that is the second 2/3 of Helck. So let's talk about our two main characters. Vamiro starts the series as a tsundere. She hates humans, as demons and humans have always been at war with each other. So when Helck shows up, a human who wants to become a demon king, she is immediately distrustful. However, seeing Helck, who is just a naive, kind man, really caused her to confront her bias and put aside her prejudice for humans in the name of friendship. This causes her to eventually lower her guard completely, and she no longer is a tsundere and is just a friend to Helck. Helck, on the other hand, starts the series with a pretty interesting statement. I hate humans. This is primarily because of his backstory, which I don't want to spoil, but trust me, after reading Helck's backstory, you'll understand why he wants to kill all humans. However, despite this, Helck's facade as a kind and nice man is not a trick. Even in his backstory, Helck has always been like this. However, as the series goes on, we learn that he has a darkness hiding beneath him. It's not a hollow Ichigo situation. It's simply a darker side of his character that he keeps hidden and suppressed out of concern for others. Helck, even after deceived by Vamiro at the beginning of the series, holds no grudges to her. He also asks her to kill him if he should ever lose his way and lose himself to the darkness that consumes him. The relationship between Vamiro and Helck is probably the best part of the manga. Unlike in many shows, Helck and Vamiro are not romantically attached to each other. They are simply good friends, which, despite being a pretty common thing, is actually quite surprising in the action comedy, especially between a naive dude and a tsundere. But as the series goes on, you actually value both characters as individuals and not what they mean to each other. Vamiro isn't just a damsel in distress side character female like in many shonen mangas. She is actually quite absurdly powerful in the world. However, it's simply that Helck is the one above all of the story, so people are constantly surprised that Vamiro can actually hold their own in combat. The manga style of Helck is really, really nice to look at. It's a very cartoony style, and it's not drawn with a lot of detail at the beginning of the series, but as you can tell, I'll have some panels up. When it wants to do detail, it does detail, and it is incredibly beautiful to look at. A lot of the art is awe-inspiring, and it really portrays the emotions that the author wants you to feel, which is fantastic. Not a lot of manga can grab a hold of the medium and use it in such a way. Like, Helck uses a lot of blacks, whites, greys, everything perfectly. Unlike an author or an artist like Kubo, who I'm not taking anything away from, who used a lot of whites in his panels, they just seem to be big and empty, and especially towards the end of Bleach. But every panel in Helck that wants to be big and make a statement, it always lands. You can always tell exactly what the author intended. The art of the manga is just fantastic, top tier. It's cute, appealing, inviting, with just a pinch of pain and suffering mixed in to round it off perfectly. So with all that being said, you should 150,000% read Helck. It's a heartwarming story that you just grow attached and love these characters, and it's fantastic for the entire course of it. Whether it's comedy, whether it's pain, whether it's anything, this series has something for anyone who enjoys manga. Well, specifically action manga, but you probably weren't going to read it if you like rom-coms, even though there is a fantastic love story in it. But yes, Helck is a 1000% must read. Also, I haven't mentioned him so far, but Pee-wee is the best character in the series. I shall not elaborate further.